happy Halloween. Everyone knows I love a good badass, okay? Nothing's more badass than a woman that can change the weather when she's pissed off at the world. I'm talking about Storm, y'all. She's from X-Men, and she's actually really simple to do. Let's begin. Before I start anything, I want to grab a hair tie. I want to get my hair out of my face because this could get sticky. Now these right here are white contact lenses. Now these are optional because Storm's eyes are not always white. They're blue, actually. So if you have blue eyes, great. Storm's eyes are only white when she's channeling her powers. So if you don't have these white lenses, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. I do recommend always applying your lenses before you do your eyeshadow, but for these ones, I'm going to apply them afterwards because they seriously impair your vision. Now Storm has high arched brows, and I need mine to look like hers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a glue stick, I'm going to roll some glue over my brows, then cover it with some powder and foundation and wait for it to dry. And this is basically going to allow me to change the shape of my brows without shaving mine off to do so. Before I draw them on though, I'm going to finish the rest of my face. So now for my face, I already have my under eye concealer on, as you probably can tell because I caked it on. And I am going to apply my regular foundation because Storm is already naturally tan, so I don't need to worry about, adjusting my shade. And if you're dark, you don't need to adjust it as well. But if you're on the paler side, or if you're more paler than I am, then just go ahead and add some bronzer to kind of, darken it up a little bit because you want the white hair to really contrast with her skin tone. Set it and forget it. Now I'm going to add some bronzer. And then after that, I'm going to move on to the eyes. Okay, grab your primer and we're going to apply it on our lids and our lower lash line so that we can add our shadow. So Storm is pretty neutral when it comes to the colors that she's wearing with her makeup. So I'm going to stick to neutral colors, and she always has a nice winged liner. So first I'm going to apply to my crease and outer corner some brown shadow. So I'm going to wing it out a little bit, and that's going to kind of create a guide for where I'm going to apply my black liner afterwards. See? See. And then I'm going to move to this eye over here. And I'm going to do the same thing, apply it to my outer corner and my crease and blend it all together. Now you don't have to, but I like to use black pencil liner before I apply my liquid liner because I like to be able to trace over the pencil liner with my liquid liner instead of just freestyling it with liquid liner alone. Say that 3 times fast. Now before I apply my liquid liner, I'm going to go ahead and apply my lashes. Now after my lashes have dried, I want to apply some liquid liner, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to frame the outer corners of my eyes with a pretty generous amount of liner to create her signature winged look. She doesn't really have too much liner on the inner corners of her eyes though, so I'm going to leave that linerless. Then I'm going to add my mascara and get to my brows, I know because they're very scary. Now like I said in the beginning, Storm's eyebrows are seriously arched. So what I want to do is redraw them on now. I'm going to take some dark brown matte shadow, and with an angled brush, I'm going to brush on my new arched brows. And if you mess up, don't worry, just dab it off and reapply until you get it right. Then after I have the shape that I want, I'm going to go ahead and dab on some light brown shadow just to kind of soften them up a bit. Now it's time for my wig. I got to brush my wig. Well, Storm has white hair, so I obviously needed to get a wig for this. And this wig is pretty long. It took me kind of a long time to brush, actually. Okay, the wig is on, and now it's time to color my lips. Now, her lip shade always varies. Sometimes they're pink, sometimes they're nude. I'm going to go with brown because I like it better when she has dark lips. So I'm going to put on some dark brown lipstick. Now that you're finished with your makeup, you can add your white mesh contacts if you are going to wear them. So also Storm's uniform varies. So instead of me finding the exact same one, I kind of made a little do-it-yourself uniform. I got a one-piece polyester suit and I added these white gloves right here to make it look more uniformy. So sometimes Storm wears a headdress, sometimes she wears a crown, and sometimes she doesn't wear anything at all. So I went ahead and I pinned in a little necklace to make it look like a crown. And that is it for my Storm Halloween costume. This is what I'm going to be for Halloween. What are you guys going to be for Halloween? Comment down below, and I will see you guys soon. Okay? Bye.